Olori Tobi has finally lost everything. Yes, the little that Toby was hoping on that she could hold on to for a little while, she has even lost it as the Ooni has come out with a fresh decision on this matter. So, my people, you'll be wondering what exactly has happened. Over time, every single thing has progressed in the palace from Toby having her twins to the paternity and maternity of those twins being doubted, to a lot of things surfacing concerning Toby, Miriam, Ronke, and every other person in the palace that is concerned on this Olori matter. So, to be more specific on Toby, Toby has played a very vital role in her downfall. Yes, when Toby had broke the news in the palace of her being pregnant, Toby knew exactly who is responsible for her pregnancy. If that is she's the one who carried it, because much later they brought a surrogate mother, and it was quite obvious and evident that the surrogate mother carried that children, those twins, that Toby is now claiming to be her own. From there, the surrogate mother came out asking for her children. And, from every single thing that was happening, Oni is a traditional ruler. And any single thing that would drag his name into the mud is certainly what Oni should not be found wanting on. Neither should Oni be even on the forefront of the matter. So the Oni has been trying all this way to see if he can curb the situation or salvage or try to salvage every single thing, because if there is no revamp of things that are happening in the palace, then they would definitely escalate. These things will escalate to a point that even the Oni himself might not be able to control them. So the better thing there was for Oni to see how he could do every single thing. But when Oni found the surrogate mother, Toby denied. So for Toby denying, how would they only control the situation in the palace? So they only also had to just leave the things flow the way it is flowing and let it happen exactly the way Toby wants it. Because if Toby does not come to a point of accepting exactly what is true, then how are they going to help her? That was the point to which every single thing got in the palace. For my people, as we speak right now, Toby was given divorce papers, of which she refused to sign it. She went to the customary court seeking for them to hear her out. But the court refused to hear Toby out because it is not one of the agreements they had with the Oni that anyone with the divorce papers can come and seek for a hearing. So she was directed to go meet the Oni. When Toby came into the palace to meet the Oni did not give her the listening ear as she was expecting, because Toby came to a conclusion, or Toby even feels that no matter what happens, when she gets to where the Oni is, once she speaks, the Oni would, you'd see that love, that control they feel they have on the Oni. Every single thing would just flow perfectly. And it didn't work like that. The Oni did not allow any of such to happen. The Oni rather made sure that Toby is not even close to him an inch, and Toby was taken out of the palace. Before she would be taken out of the palace, Toby tore her divorce papers and threw them at the Oni. Even when Oni proposed DNA test, Toby agreed, thinking that okay, the DNA test will favor her because if she's given the chance to run the test, she will run it at a facility of her choice, manipulate the result that will be given to the Oni. But lo and behold, the Oni was more prepared and ready for the situation. So the Oni had his doctor, had a hospital, everywhere everything was conducted, and Toby backed out of running a DNA test on her children. So, my people, right now, it is beginning to be quite insulting because the father of those twins came into the palace and the man was talking concerning Toby. Just talk about Toby, the man included the Oni on it. Now, if not for Oni's wives, nobody would have the right to come into the palace and even talk to the Oni. When Temitope's husband came into the palace, that was the same thing the Oni said, that if a man has ever insulted him, then it's as a result of his wives. Yes. And then Miriam's ex-husband too came out talking and telling the Oni a lot of things and all of those things. So my people, it is true. It is true that Oni has gotten a lot of insult from people simply because of these women. Oni has been on the forefront of the internet lately simply because of what the wives he chose to get married to. Ooni has been too involving in a lot of things because of what the wives he got married to. At some point, the Ooni had business running with Mariam, and you see how Mariam became so authoritative because at some point she felt that the Ooni cannot do without her in one way or the other because they were running businesses together. So my people, this thing has even gone beyond the sense of entitlement. It is what we call obsession. These women are completely obsessed, and they are not obsessed with their husband. If they are obsessed with their husband, we will know that it is love. But no, they are not obsessed with their husband. They are obsessed with entitlement. They are obsessed with the fact that they ought to be in the palace. They are obsessed with the palace. That is where they want to be. So if the only happens to pack out of the palace today and leaves it for them, they will happily stay there because that is their obsession. Yes. But my people, right now, the cocoa on ground is that the only has finally come out to declare it that none of his wives that he's divorcing is taking any single thing from him. And Toby is in tears because even the business Toby is managing in Lagos, it has not been legally entitled to her. It is Ooni's business. She only manages the business and she has no right over the business. So if Toby is leaving, then she is leaving the business behind. And Toby is in deep tears as we are currently speaking. My people, this matter on ground, the Ooni has carefully calculated before he started his actions. Because remember when the court gave the Ooni the leverage to go ahead and do whatsoever he wants, being it divorce, sending the woman out of the palace, or anyhow he wants it to be. The Ooni was careful. The Ooni was careful not to just arise and start something with this woman. But we can remember the last time when the Ooni even built the Olori quarters and asked them to move there. It was a tug of war. It was indeed a tug of war for these women to just move to the Olori quarters. So it has always been a fight, any single thing with this woman. The last time when when Olori Naomi proposed that she wouldn't love polygamy, look at how they came for Ooni's father, because it was Ooni's father that gave Naomi that blank check that she said whatsoever it is that she said. So my people, these women, they have become talks. Yes, apparently they have become talks, and no matter what happens, you would categorically agree with me in that what they are getting now is what they deserve. But if someone gets to hear this thing, the person will be on an opinion that Oni is doing too much. And that is exactly what Ashley said. If you don't grab this matter from the beginning, you'll be quick fast to judge. Yes, go and grab this matter from the beginning and know how much these women have done to sabotage Oni. And then you will know that Oni is indeed a patient man, a man who the whole nation deserves. Yes, he is indeed a patient man. So my people know so this matter it can't take be right now. And right now, Toby is in deep tears because she has lost it. The little hope she had, she has finally lost it.